In one of my previous videos, I talked about the different kinds or the different types of Japanese teachers of English or JTE partners that you work with in a Japanese school or in Japan. So this time we're going to talk about the counterparts. We're going to be talking about the types or the kinds of assistant language teachers or ALTs, be it in the JET program or other private dispatch companies. So just a disclaimer, all the things that I'll be sharing in this video are based on my experience and observations, and also based on narratives of my fellow ALTs under the JET program and also from dispatch companies, and also based on the unplanned chit chats that I had with JTEs or Japanese teachers, based also on their experiences with the different ALTs that they have worked with. So here's my list. The first type is the team player. This type of ALT stands for the job description as to why they are hired in the first place. They are the best examples of how an ALT should do their job. They conduct perfect team teaching lessons or activities. They plan their lessons and activities together with their partner teachers. They are given appropriate airtime in the classroom. They join other school events or activities. They are considered and are accepted as members of the school community in all aspects. And they get along very well with everyone at their school. They are the immortals. They are the patron saints of ALTs. Number 2 are the real teachers. In most days, they are the T1 or the main teacher or the lead teacher in English classes. Though ideally, ALTs are not supposed to lead classes, let alone be left in charge of their classroom or their English classes with no Japanese teacher of English or homeroom teacher supervising them or supporting them. Still, there are instances where an ALT is given all the liberty, the freedom to think of their own classes, of their own activities, and to conduct their classes, or even organize some events for their classes or for their students. For licensed and practicing teachers prior to becoming an ALT in Japan, this is the kind of ALT that they wish or that they look forward to because they're used to it. I mean, they can easily design a lesson or language program because they are trained to do it. So if you have done or if you're still doing activities such as evaluating student outputs or student performances, or maybe designing and conducting assessments, well, you are a real teacher in Japan. I mean, you are a real teacher, though your job title is an ALT or assistant language teacher. Number 3, the total performer. I consider an ALT to be a total performer when they can do almost anything or almost everything that an ALT is expected to do, and even does more. They can sing and dance, not just the usual head, shoulders, knees, and toes, or alphabet jingle, or they can even do like pangmalakasan or pang got talent performances. They are a total package or a complete package meant to be loved and to be adored by their students, by their colleagues at school, or their fellow ALTs. So that's the total performer, pang-artista level, di ba? Number 4 is the visionary or the revolutionary ALT. I admire those ALTs who are determined or who are geared toward making a huge impact or a huge difference in their school placements. Like, their mindset is to change the English language education in Japan. They are those ALTs who openly critique the system or how programs are implemented with the regard or that affect English language education at their respective schools or in their city placements or prefectural placements. And not only that, like, the textbook that are used in the classroom or in English classes, or the Japanese language education curriculum that they are implementing all over the country, and could suggest better ideas or better ways how to present such lessons. They are those ALTs who envision their students to become global citizens in the near future. Of course, they are those ALTs who have left a huge impact in the lives of their students or of their former students, that even after graduation, even after the students graduated, they still have time or find time to go back to them and stay connected, or get in touch with those ALTs. So I call them revolutionary or the visionary ALTs. Number 5 is the kakul ALT. So it's from kakoi. It's a Japanese word for cool. So I just put them together. I made this out. So these are the really cool, the really kakoi ALTs. They are popular among their students and also Japanese teachers or the school staff because of their good looks, because of their positive personality, their bright personality, their positive disposition. They're cool, they're funny. They always give out omiyage or any sort of stuff. And they are these ALTs also who always join the students during break time or during playtime, running around, playing onigoko or playing tag under the, 1 o'clock sun.
Jumbo hot dog, kaya mo ba to? Kaya mo ba to?
Those are the kakul ALTs. Number 6, the Nigojosu ALTs. They are in every sense of the expression Nigojosu, or very good at Japanese. And some Nigojosu ALTs even qualify to be like the CIR or to be in a CIR position.
すごいすごいね
Because of their excellent Japanese language skills, they are able to communicate to anyone at school or to anyone in their communities, and they get involved more in school discussions or meetings. They are also the ALTs who make more Japanese friends because they don't have the hassle of, communicating or expressing themselves. However, unfortunately for their successors or predecessors who don't have the same level of Japanese language, they have to bear the curse of getting compared to this ALT Nigojosu throughout their stay at their respective placement schools. Number 7, the human tape recorder ALT. A lot have been told about how ALT's skills and talents are underutilized. And with this underutilization, the most common job or task given to an ALT is repeat after ALT Sensei. I also included in this classification the ALTs who are tasked to record listening tests or listening activities, which are played when the ALT is in their other school placements and can't make it to the class, or are played during periodic exams or periodic tests. So that's the human tape recorder ALT. Number 8 is the ALT wallpaper. Worse than becoming a human tape recorder is being utilized or being transformed into a human wallpaper. This ALT's main role is to just say good morning or good afternoon and then goodbye. In other words, the ALT only goes to the classroom, greets the students before they start the class, and waits for the HRT to finish the session and then say their goodbyes or see you next time lines. So these ALTs don't have much to do or don't have anything to do inside the classroom. So they'll just wait for the bell to ring and then that's it. They don't get involved in any activities, in any other activities during the whole period that they are standing there in one corner or at the back of the classroom or just going around looking at their students' papers. That's just it. It sounds impossible, right? But it really happens. Number 9, the Clueless ALT. This ALT always gets a not so pleasant surprise from their JTEs or homeroom teacher partners. So these surprises can be a cancelled class or a rescheduled class which is like changed to a different time schedule or a different period during the day. It can also be a revised lesson plan, like giving more task or more airtime for the ALT, or slashing off a portion or a large portion of their planned airtime or role in that particular class. Some also experience like they prepared materials or worksheets, and then suddenly the HRT or the JTE tells them, oh, we're not going to use your materials anymore. We'll just use that next time or some other time, which doesn't happen. So all these come to the awareness of the poor ALT few minutes before their class starts. You can also include in this group or in this classification the ALT who is left alone in the staff room while everyone is participating in an emergency drill, an earthquake drill, a tsunami drill, or fire drill without anyone telling them that they're going to hold such activity or such drill. So, clueless ALT. Number 10 is the red tagged ALT. These are the outspoken ALTs who are not afraid to air out, to voice out their thoughts. They also do not sugarcoat their words whenever they want to tell something about about a person, their bosses, superiors, or colleagues, or the system. So they openly express their dismay, their frustrations, or their honest opinions about certain things or certain circumstances or certain situations to their Japanese counterparts or to the system as a whole. That is why they are usually marked or tagged or labeled as pasaway, rebels, or subversive, among many other words. And the bonus type of ALT, this is what I call the blessed ALTs. So believe it or not, but there exist ALTs who are placed perfectly in their respective cities or prefectures and in their respective schools. So they are the teacher one or the lead teacher in most cases. Their students love them. They're good looking. They got the most awesome JTEs or HRTs. They have the coolest Kocho senseis or Kyoto senseis who would invite them for a weekend getaway or a weekend event in their private personal lives. Or their JTEs or partner teachers have actually become their BFFs, best friends forever, best buddies, or besties or beshies. Kulang na lang talaga i-direct hire na sila ng school nila eh. Ganun sila ka-blessed. So those are the different types of ALTs here in Japan that I could think of. If you are a current ALT or a former ALT, how would you classify yourself under those classifications or under those types? So if you are an aspiring ALT, how would you want to be classified, or how would you want to be remembered as an ALT when you join the JET program or other private dispatch companies? Well, that's all for this video. I'll see you again next time.